Welcome to DMP Kenya, Turning the Mirror podcast. And here at the hot seat, I, Oweth Kaboko, together with my co-host, Olengo Kwach. Today we are going to look into this man, Raila Muludinga, who is trying to force and push his bid for the AU seat chairman that should be done by which date of February?
We'll know the outcome by around 15th, 16th of February. We would have known whether he's the chairperson or not.
Oh, sure. And today we want to focus on his relationship with the Kenya Kwanza government, the ODM party, and the things that we must expect. And Kwach, what do you think about just basically the relationship that has been between Raila Muludinga and William Samoei Ruto, them or joining up together and teaming together? Yeah, the so-called broad-based government.
The broad-based government, as I look at it, is actually a win-win situation for both Ruto and Raila. Because with Raila coming into the government, then it means Ruto was going to control his ouster from office as the president. Because remember, the Gen Z movement was serious. And this Gen Z movement was full of those who were pushing it willingly, and there are also those who are pushing it because Raila was not there. So when Raila joined Ruto, then that means those who are pushing for Ruto's ouster, because Raila was not part of it, were going to keep off. And most of these people are the most, I can say that they are people who are always out there ready for anything. And so without them as part of it, then we now saw actually the turnout kept diminishing, decreasing day by day. And so with that, then it means Ruto was going to survive. Then Raila himself now joining hands with Ruto, it means he was now sure of Ruto's support, both with his vote and also in support in terms of campaign mechanisms, resources, mobilization, and everything.
Just there, with the resources, can we say that Ruto used his personal resources or the persons in government, or was it a government money?
What I'm sure of is that the higher amount that was used is actually the taxpayers' money.
Was it audited?
We've not seen it audited. We also wonder how then they reached a point of using that amount of money because no public participation was done. We didn't see this thing discussed in parliament. And so we are not quite sure how it was reached, whether it was a cabinet or executive order. We are not sure about that. Then I know again when need be, then Ruto would use his personal money as well.
Okay.
Yeah, if need be. That is if there's somebody who must be brought in for voting sake, then I'm sure Ruto would use his money.
I have also seen personalities like Johnson Sakaja, the governor of Nairobi County. He's so much into this.
You know, Sakaja, truth be told, Nairobi majority of MCAs are ODM members. And so it means if the way Sakaja things were going, that meant that Sakaja was possibly going to be impeached. And you know, impeachment, it would start by MCAs and then all the way to the Senate. And even if Senate stopped it from happening because he's a member of UDA anyway, we would still have seen a working environment which was not conducive because the MCAs could have kept impeaching. You see what is happening in Meru? Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
So with Sakaja, he wanted to survive, and so he also had to look for Raila. Then Raila, it's like Raila played a role because today we only see the likes of Babu Owino and a few politicians who are above the MCAs trying to oversight on behalf of the MCAs who are now silent. You look at the likes of Alai are now very good friends with Sakaja.
Okay.
So that means, again, Raila cannot just help you, a member of another party, without the benefits. So it means there's something Raila is also benefiting from Sakaja.
Okay. Yeah. And is there anything to do with 2027 with Nairobi County?
Of course, Sakaja is planning to have Raila support on the same, and that is why he's so close. And so it is survival between now and 2027, and then again now the ODM or Raila support.
Why look for Baba, and yet he got that seat without the support of ODM and Baba? Is it the fear of Babu Owino that maybe Baba may tell Babu Owino to keep off from that seat first in 2027?
Truth be told, Sakaja won because the Azimio candidate was weak. Generally, Nairobi is seen as an ODM zone. majority. That is why even the MCAs, majority of the MCAs are members of ODM.
Okay.
So Nairobi is seen as an ODM zone, but of course any other party can survive because it's a metropolitan county. But then again, the challenge we have here now is that Babu Owino, who is a member of ODM, is a very serious candidate. If we also have the likes of Tim Wanyonyi join in, then that's also a very serious candidate. Remember, Sifuna is seriously doing his work, and so whoever he would support for this position would also have a say. So automatically, you would want to have the support of Raila so that these other guys maybe can step down. Because remember, in every position across the country, you'd realize that ODM could give direct ticket to candidates. And Nairobi, those who have survived on other tickets like Mike Sonko, they had their own grounds. Yeah. But now Sakaja, who had grounds as a senator, then he was referred to as super senator, has lost the grounds. Because if you look at Nairobi, it's actually in mess. Yeah.
Oh, Nairobi politics aside, let's look into ODM. ODM joining government, there was no any official document signed. And maybe I don't know if that has some implication or maybe some meaning behind it. We saw also division within the party. Some were saying we cannot really support this government, and some are so much into the government, they're speaking, they're the eye of the government, they are the voice of the government. So is there an internal division or something, or maybe it is just a planned by Raila, the leader of the party?
Just as we said when beginning, Raila and Ruto coming together was a win-win situation for both Raila and Ruto. And it has nothing to do with ODM as a party. Again, we have the likes of there are these young people, or okay, they are both young and old, who Raila gave Ruto. They were referred to as then as experts when they were joining the government, because that is the notion that Raila and the co wanted the people to see or have in mind, that these guys were experts. We've also seen with time again, we've also seen guys from Uhuru side also come in, and so it's called a broad-based government. But if we see the likes of Wandai, Mbade, Oparanya is a bit silent, Joho defend Ruto. To some extent, I see it as a collective responsibility of the cabinet, because that collective responsibility of the cabinet that you work together. But then I wonder, because in as much as they are politicians, but you can also play your role as a cabinet secretary without politicking, which they are politicking, and in most cases even going the ethnic way. Again, if you want to see that ODM is not seriously within the Kenya Kwanza government, you know, in every political party, there are those who you expect if they speak, they are speaking the mind of the party leader. And so for you to see the likes of Edwin Sifuna, who is the Secretary General and therefore the spokesperson of the party, speaking seriously against the government and against Ruto, who is the president, again telling you that there is no possibility of ODM joining hands with the Kenya Kwanza to form a government, then that tells you that is the stand of Raila Odinga. If you see somebody like Simbarati.
But Sifuna did not say that. He said that just maybe if ODM, even if ODM supports Ruto, he will not be able to win. And again, we not just the persons who are appointed into the CS positions who are supporting the government. We even see ODM MPs who are so much pro-government today, and even abductions, anything that is happening, it is them who are supporting the government to the core, even more than the persons who are originally part of the government.
Of course, we have Sifuna, not Sifuna, Junet Mohammed, who is supporting the government. We have Opondo Kaluma, who is supporting the government. Of course, we have Robert Alai, who is an MC in Nairobi, also supporting the government. Then those who are also picked as the cabinet secretaries supporting the government. But then we have the hearts of the party, the hearts of the ODM party, who are not supporting the government. In as much as Sifuna says that even if ODM was to join UDA, then they would not be able to win, because whatever UDA has done more harm to them than good. He was saying that in reference to the advice they would give the party leader if at all the party leader decides that they were going to support UDA.
Okay, now, and you know, though Sifuna had been silent for some period, he was not so much speaking about what had happened. He was just speaking a little bit, his options, what he thinks about it. But recently we saw them speak out. We saw Babu Wino speak out, we saw Sifuna speak out, and we also saw maybe Simbarati and also some party officials who were speaking about him and about the same. And also the governor of Siaya, James Orengo, has been speaking about this for a very long time. Does it mean it's communicating something that Raila sent something that will be happening, maybe a losing the AUC seat and now trying to maybe build himself once again?
What I
through
know
the
about
officials?
all these people you've mentioned,
Yeah.
it's only Orengo who has been against the broad-based government since its inception. But then again, to some extent, when he joined the Ruto and the cabinet secretaries in their Thanksgiving, at times he was praising the Ruto and also praising the cabinet secretaries. So in as much as he has been speaking against this for some good time, he has also been kind of not so sure. He has had his legs, one in government, one out. Then we've had somebody like Simbarati, who is the deputy party leader of ODM, the current governor of Kisii. When Ruto visited Kisii, he actually accepted and told Ruto, of course you won, ulishinda, sindio? And therefore we have to work together. And he was also seen as pro-Ruto at some point in the rallies, talking actually on the roof of the vehicle and all that when they were in Kisii. When Ruto visited Kisii and Nyamira. But then he then went silent. And to some level now, the government started fighting him. You could see now the security officers invade his office and all that. But he was silent. And actually started fighting the government then. But right now he's so open. And just telling the people that it is true political parties are formed to get power. And so our main aim right now is to see how we can get this power from Kenya Kwanza, who are presently holding it. He's a deputy party leader and a very close ally to Raila Odinga.
Remember, is it maybe a decree from Raila, and why so?
So I think what is happening now is that the likes of Junet might not know where Raila's mind is. Because initially Junet was seen as somebody who would do exactly what Raila wants done. And it was seen as if Junet Mohammed speaks, then that is Raila speaking. But then other people also mentioned that Junet Mohammed is among the reasons why Azimio did not make it to get the presidency. So it seems maybe to some extent or some level, Raila has rewarded him with the position of a party minority leader when Wandai was speak to the cabinet. But then it seems Raila is not too open to him of late. And then because we would have seen him also change tune. But now the likes who are supporting the government, maybe they are not so sure of what Raila is planning. But I can tell you as a fact that if you see Sifuna speak, you see Orengo speak, where Raila is, you see Simba Arati speak, and then you see Babu Owino also speak. Though Babu Owino is never too aware of everything that is happening within the party. But if you see these people speak one language, and Raila is not speaking against what they are saying, then that is the mind of Raila.
Sisi, we must stop being psychophants. We must stop being psychophants. If something is wrong, it is wrong. Na mimi sitajiunga na hawa ndugu zetu wengine wa ODM wameingiza mrija ndani ya serikali ya Ruto, wanavuta maziwa peke yao, alafu wanasema katibu mkuu anyamaze. Nazungumza kwa niaba ya hawa ambao maziwa haikuji kwa hiyo mrija.
Raila loses or Raila wins the AUC position chairman. And is there a possibility of whether the cases ODM supporting William Ruto in his presidential bid 2027?
I can say that Raila is ODM and ODM is Raila. Without Raila, there's no ODM. In as much as we would say that, we have other leaders who are now making ODM work. But there's no such a force that can make ODM be what ODM is without Raila. And therefore, Raila makes the decision of what or the direction the ODM takes. The guys below him can only advise and give their suggestions or opinions on what they see. But the final decision then lies with Raila. But I don't see any possibility of ODM supporting UDA. Because remember, UDA has lost ground. It is a fact that even Raila himself is seeing. And anyone who is associated with UDA just sees what happens. We've even seen Raila himself put inside a boat with Ruto and Uhuru. I don't know where they were being ferried to. And when Raila actually joined Ruto for this broad-based thing, even the ground back in Luo Nyanza, which is seen as his bedrock, and actually even the coast, he lost serious grounds there. And for the first time, even in Luo Nyanza, you will see even a good number of people oppose Raila. You know, initially opposing Raila in Luo Nyanza was tantamount to treason, and anything would happen to you. But today, so many people, both young and old, are opposing what he's saying. And you can even see that in positions where there are by-elections like in Ugunja, you hear electorate say that this time around we won't really look at the party. There's hakuna kushika mkono ya mtu. That is the direct speech or statement those people say. And they say we look at somebody and what they bring on the table. Initially, if Raila held your hand, that was it for you. You'd automatically win. So today, with just shifting to Ruto's side, has made him lose ground. And that even means that even if he loses the AUC seat and comes back, the population that was behind him then is not going to be the same population that he had. The number would have decreased with a very big margin. So it means either way, he can't really, if he wants ODM to still have life, because anyway, he is in business and ODM is his business. So if he still wants ODM to have life, because remember there's this political parties fund that comes depending on the number of elected members, then he would not really support Ruto, because supporting Ruto means even Luo Nyanza, he won't really manage to clinch the 4 or the 6 gubernatorial positions, the number of MPs and MCAs, all the positions. He would really have a tough time to face the DAPK and
UPA.
The one for MDG for David Ochieng. He'll have a very tough time facing MDG of David Ochieng and the one for Eugene Wamalwa.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't see any possibility of Raila supporting Ruto for 2027. And the worst would even happen if he loses the position. Because when he comes back, he might support Ruto for only maybe 1 or 2 terms, 1 or 2 months, and then starts campaigning him. Remember, the only people maybe kind of wondering and they should see it is the likes of Wandai and Mbadi. Because whatever they are doing is killing their political career. They would be out of government when this government is out. If at all the next government doesn't appoint them again, maybe to the positions, it will be so difficult for them to get elective positions right now. Maybe later, because Kenyans forget. Yeah.
Oh, sure. Oh, is Raila really ditching Ruto for the safety of ODM party and maybe his political ambitions and the persons in ODM, their ambitions and their plans? And because they're trying to say that ODM is after power, not after supporting any other candidate from another position. They need power itself. That is what we have for you today. Welcome back again next time. And remember to subscribe and to turn on the notification bell. And thank you so much.
Thank you for your support.